What is up, guys? Welcome to NBA Draft Night here with Happy Hour Hoops and a few special guests, Dunny and Jake, per usual. Tonight we got Meerkat and Ty B from Trainwreck Sports joining us as well. Adam Silver's on the stage. He's addressing the crowd, saying it is basically the start of a new season here tonight. All the youngsters getting drafted, a lot of prodigies, a lot of fun. Guys, how are we doing tonight?
Oh, it's a great night for basketball fans. Some of these guys we've been watching, throughout their collegiate careers. Many of them very short-lived, and some of them, very incredible runs with the Gonzaga guys. And so it's going to be very interesting to see where these guys land. I think some of them could be impact makers right away, and some, diamond in the roughs. We'll see where they go tonight.
I'm ready to go, boys. I'm just ready to go. I'm always ready for draft season. When we were doing the tournament coverage, I was just like, okay, who's looking good for the draft? Like, who's going to be placing up where? And it's finally coming down to it tonight. And I love this year's draft because, there's a lot of high-end talent, but there's also a lot of, high-skill guys who are going to be slipping later into this draft. Big names from, you'll remember from college that could, really shock some people where they fall to tonight. So I'm ready to see where those guys fall tonight for sure.
Yeah, Jake, how about you? You got tonight?
I'm really excited for the top.
Hold on, is this Benny the Butcher? Is that Benny the Butcher?
Live.
Butcher coming?
How is it? How's it sound, Ty B?
Oh Lord.
That's how we
You're
get
seeing
it.
the making of a star. Oh yeah, I love this. Sign me up.
Oh yeah.
You couldn't get a better person to do this intro.
Let's go. The hype is here. We also, before we get into the first pick,
level is
and
legend.
all the
You gotta
picks to
have
come,
accomplishments.
we did have some drama beforehand and leading up to this. I thought we were going to have guys like Ben Simmons and Bradley Beal to keep an eye on for trades during this draft. But Woj was hitting us with Woj bombs while we were trying to prepare for this live stream. We had Russell Westbrook in all sorts of trade talks. We had Kuzma and Montrezl Harrell from the Lakers in all sorts of trade talks. The consensus as of right now is that Russ is most likely on his way to LA. There's still a few moving parts, leading up to this draft as far as draft picks goes and all that. Buddy Hield got traded to the Lakers for a few minutes, and it was no good. So, we have a lot to keep our eyes on other than just these prospects. What would you guys think about Russell Westbrook to the Los Angeles Lakers? Is it good for the Lakers? They're giving up too much, or is it just too unknown right now?
Go ahead.
Hold on. Don't bury the lead here. What was it? Miles Plumlee in the 37th pick for the 57th pick in the draft. Wow,
True.
What a big deal. But Russell Westbrook going back home to LA, that's going to be absolutely incredible. What did they need? A dynamic guard on that team. LeBron can't be the primary ball carrier anymore. If you give it to Russell Westbrook, sign me up all day. I can't wait for a triple-double off where they both need that last assist. We saw, some meme videos already, the one where the guys are throwing it back and forth, trying to throw alley-oops back and forth, try to get that last assist. So it's exactly what's going to happen. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, and I don't think at least what's reported the Lakers are giving up for the value they're going to get out of Westbrook is that much at all. What is reported? It's Kuzma, who cares? Montrezl Harrell, KCP, and their 2021 first, tonight's first, which is what, like the 26th pick? I don't even know. 22nd pick? Lakers don't have a great pick, so I don't think that's too much to give up at all when you're seeing some teams giving up, mortgaging their entire future for a trade like Russell Westbrook trade like this. So if they get it done in time, I think it's a great trade for them.
They might not even have to give up the 22nd. That was what Woj was saying, that they're trying to talk between 2 second rounders. So the Lakers, it's the Wizards getting rid of Russ is apparently a goal. They want to get him off the books, whatever. But in a vacuum, if you're just looking at it as a Lakers fan and the Lakers front office, you take Russell Westbrook for KCP, Montrezl Harrell, and Kyle Kuzma and those 3 players and what they've been able to do for you in a heartbeat. Because, Kuzma and Harrell were basically not on the floor much in that series.
I thought Kuzma's like Jaylen Brown level.
He's same level as Jason Tatum, actually.
Or Jason Tatum.
You didn't know about that.
Let's knock that off, guys. not on draft night, all right?
But Russ, like exactly what you said, Ty. Like it's just gonna be he can carry the load, especially in the regular season, and that you don't have to put as much tread on the tires for AD and LeBron. So that's a really interesting trade. How about Nets Lakers next year? You would get LeBron, Russ, and AD facing off against Durant, Kyrie, and Harden. That's just ESPN is probably just
sign me up.
The thought of that. No wonder Woj, like they're probably pissed at Woj. Like Woj, why are you trying to get him to trade for Buddy Hield when we got Russ out here?
They already had the Photoshops.
Yeah,
ready.
exactly.
Yeah. Photoshops. Notice how no Photoshops came out when the Buddy Hield trade was announced.
No one believed it.
As soon as Westbrook came out, they already had him in the alternate jersey.
There have been Russ Lakers Photoshops for like
they did have
years.
Him ready.
They're just littered with the internet. So we're like the pick's got to be coming in here, Dunny, right? I got 30 seconds on my thought.
The pick is in, and there's just Cade Cunningham stuff galore.
I mean,
Woj announced the first pick. NBA on ESPN's tweet that was promoting the draft literally said number 1 pick Cade Cunningham is here or something.
At like 10:30 a.m. this morning.
Yeah.
And they said they did Woj put a disclaimer out, which, I mean, it was kind of obvious. Like, unless the trade value was too good to refuse, and Detroit, they're still willing to listen to something.
Still going to be Cade either way.
Right. If Detroit was going to draft the number 1, it's going to be Cade, unless they got a trade to blow their socks off. Here comes Adam Silver to the stage, head looking shiny as ever. Waiting for the noise here, folks.
Oh, they're gonna draw it out as long as they can.
Cade Cunningham with his daughter gives her a big smooch on the cheek, and now he goes up to accept his Detroit Pistons hat, guys. Cade,
beef stew.
It just made the most sense, right? I mean, Cade Cunningham, just undeniably, at least in my opinion, the most well-rounded guy you can select at number 1 this year.
When I look at Cade Cunningham, I see 40% in college. Wish we saw a little more of him in the tournament. Getting bounced by Oregon State was a rough look, but I don't think that hurt his draft value at all. He played incredible. He's a 6'8" playmaker. I mean, he played point guard in college, but with his wing play, I mean, he could probably play the 2. I wouldn't, see that being an issue, but
I don't think he's going to start as the 1 right away.
Yeah.
You don't have to put that pressure on him right away. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But he's a playmaker, and he's huge, and he can shoot. I love Cade Cunningham.
I mean, if you get a guy who's 6'6", 6'7", can ball handle the way he can distribute, get to the rim, can shoot as well. Like you said, you see that boom, step back 3 right there. He can do that on a consistent basis. A guy like that who can create his own shot, can play off a pick and roll right there. It's exactly what you need. The guy can finish through contact, and he's going to generate you points no matter, if you're the Detroit Pistons or if you're the Los Angeles Lakers. This guy's going to get his buckets.
Yeah, he's one of the most he's just one of the most ready-made guys we've seen coming in. Like, there's not really many holes you can poke in the game. Like, he's going to be, though at his worst, he's going to be still a very effective starter in this league, maybe, and at his best is all NBA level talent. Yeah. We've heard about, I mean, this feels like this was the most inevitable thing for the last 4 years. Mm-hmm. Like, we've heard about Cade Cunningham for so long. Like, he's been in our lives, and we knew like 3 years ago, like, oh, he's going to be the number 1 pick. So it's just like the most anticlimactic. And I feel like people are getting anticlimactic confused with like worthy, because he is worthy of this spot. Like, there's other great prospects that are going to be drafted here in the next couple picks, but Cade's the worthy number 1 in Detroit. Detroit's got a hell of a player and a hell of a building block now with the young roster they're kind of starting to put together.
Yeah, they can use him in so many ways. Like, just how with Ben Simmons, I mean, he might still be growing too. Like, he's 19, he's already 6'8", 220. That's crazy. Yeah, and he's so athletic.
Yeah, I saw the comps going around, right before we got on the stream tonight of Jason Tatum. Meerkat, you alluded to his size a few times. He has, similar skill sets to Tatum. not necessarily crazy athleticism, but can create his own shot. He's long. He can finish at the rim. And a few analysts were saying the biggest thing that separated him from some of these other prospects and players is his maturity. He has a 2-year-old daughter at 19 years old. Another similarity to Jason Tatum, had a son very young in age. And I mean, that type of stuff can shape you, how you behave off the court. And I think that's an attraction for young players in today's NBA as well, is just having maturity on and off the court. Detroit doesn't really have anyone right now. They want Cade to be a leader of this team and kind of be the face of this team ASAP, as soon as possible. And, he's kind of just checking off all the boxes as we go here. So, yeah, I mean, Cade being a no-brainer and already an early candidate for Rookie of the Year, if you ask me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the favorite probably once we're coming out of this, I would assume, pretty easily. He's just going to be able to affect the game pretty well. I don't know if we have to really break down the Pistons that much. They need everything. They've got some good pieces. I mean, they've got an interesting piece in Killian Hayes from last year. Sadiq Bey was pretty good this year. They paid Jeremy Grant a lot of money. He's obviously a very good player playing for Team USA right now. But Cade is going to be the centerpiece of wherever he was going to go. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see how they build around him. So next up,
sunglasses.
Here, we're presumed that it's Jalen Green here. Woj has already tweeted out, or Shams tweeted out that he came to New York City on a private jet from Houston and will be going back on a private jet to Houston. And Woj said long expected to be Jalen Green. So, guys, we didn't see Jalen Green in college this year. He played for G League Ignite. Did you guys, in your highlights, any of your research, does Jalen Green perk your interest? Like, how are we feeling about Jalen Green kind of coming into this draft? Because I feel like he's the most like unknown of the top four that we're waiting on, and there's just a lot of different things. So I wanted to hear what you guys thought about him coming in.
Yeah, I mean,
he's an elite rim attacker. Like, he's going to get to the basket and he's going to finish and put up some absolute highlights. This guy is going to put together some of the best slams you're going to see, in game out of a young player coming directly into the league that we've seen in quite some time. I think he's a dude who you could potentially see, in a dunk competition, but also actually make the All-Star game on his own right. The things he was able to do, in the G League kind of have proven that, that he can do it against men right away. And I think we're going to see that out of him. The same thing with Jonathan Kuminga. We're going to see that out of a few guys over the next few years, and I think it's going to grow even. But with the NIL stuff, we'll see how much that changes things, and some of these players' reluctance to still go to the G League. Obviously, you're getting, what is it? Is it like $100,000 contract to go to the G League for a year?
It is now
so,
official.
Yeah. Or 150.
Official, guys. I hate to interrupt. Silver just came out. He announced the second pick to the Houston Rockets. It is Jalen Green.
And there he is.
Yep. I love Jalen Green spending that year in the G League too, because he's long and strong, like NBA strength and size already. But Ty brought it up. He attacks the basket very well, but he shot 37% from three, shooting a decent amount of threes in the G League. But the advantage is there is he already has a year under his belt shooting from an NBA three-point line, getting adjusted to that, which is one of the biggest adjustments for, a rookie who can try to be an all-around scorer coming in their first year in the league. So he's already got that under his belt, playing against, some pro competition, pro defenses. And I just think he's ready. He's seasoned. He's got the skill set. He's got the, overall build for it.
And he's the best dressed. He's got to be the best dressed there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I know. They also noticed that this is the day and age that we're in, because the first stat they showed on Jalen Green was actually that he had 1.2 million followers on Instagram.
Oh.
So that's where we're at. Forget the 6'6", 186 pounds. He's got 1.2 million followers on Instagram, guys.
Houston loves having that star guard, so there you go. They keep getting them and losing them, but hopefully.
All right, but Meerkat, are you higher on Jalen Green or Evan Mobley, who they passed up? And the reason apparently is because they believe in Christian Wood that much. So is the opportunity cost there worth it?
You remember how much I loved Evan Mobley?
Exactly, yeah.
The March Madness. I think Mobley is probably the second best overall player in this draft, but there's no problem with them taking Green at 2. They needed guard help more than anything, and so it just makes sense for them. They should have faith in Christian Wood. He's good. So, I hate to see Mobley go 3 because, in a different draft, he could easily go 1 without someone like Cade. And then the Rockets situation kind of push him down. But if the Cavs don't take Mobley, I'm going to be a little perplexed here.
But getting back to Jalen Green, I think the most interesting story here, and I heard a lot of the reason that the Rockets were actually interested is that a guy, Kevin Porter Jr., who really started to put on for the Rockets towards the end of last season, apparently has a really good relationship with Jalen Green. They started to become friends during the G League bubble and kind of, have kept in touch since. And Jalen Green was really one of the few guys that the Rockets worked out. This is, to me, kind of similar, as the Cade situation, where it looked like the Rockets were almost planning to do this the whole time. But like you guys said, Evan Mobley, who we assume is going to go next to the Cleveland Cavaliers, they have about 2.5 minutes left with their pick. You wouldn't be surprised if you saw him go 1 or 2 here. He's just that talented.
Oh, yeah.
Mobley, though, I fell in love with Mobley. He's just the modern day NBA big man. He's big, he's fast, he's strong. He can guard the wing, but he's a terror inside the paint. You saw how many blocks he had, and over the course at USC and through the tournament, he got better every single game, especially scoring wise.
All right, Russ, it's official.
It's official?
Yeah.
Russ to the Lakers?
Wow.
Russ to the Lakers. Thank you,
Russell
Benny.
Westbrook, 2024 second-round pick, a 2028 second-round pick to the Lakers for Kyle Kuzma, KCP, Montrezl Harrell, and the number 22 pick tonight.
There you go.
Wow.
I was going to say, if we saw a Westbrook trade and they didn't get a first-rounder in return, I was going to
I don't know how they were going to pull that off.
Yeah, here, they're bringing in Woj now to break it down.
Here we go. 184 career triple doubles for
absolutely incredible. Shout out Ben Carlo for breaking it first here. Made me check my phone to get the details. I was like, did it actually go through?
He follows it up with a Benny bomb, he says.
Yes, it is.
Well, Woj with his
I was literally gonna say, like, right before he messaged that, I was like we better get these NBA trades going because the stuff I just saw from the MLB is big. Like,
yeah,
we're seeing potentially, Scherzer now going to the Dodgers and Chris Bryant to the Mets. Like, what? Oh my Lord!
Woj just got to keep up.
NBA.
Yeah,
Cavaliers pick is in.
Ban them.
Look, Jake, Cavs completely. It's better be Evan Mobley. That's all I'm hoping for.
Well, Jake, are you gonna stand for this disrespect that Woj is just trying to steal the Cavs' thunder right now?
I know, what a dick. LeBron can't let the Cavs even pick a guy in the top 5 without sticking his
before we get the Cavs pick, like what does this mean for Bradley Beal?
Mobley confirmed.
The report today from Marcus Thompson from The Athletic was that Bradley Beal said that he's staying.
Yeah.
And that they're getting money so that they can spend on other assets to build around Beal.
Bradley Beal's average 30.
I think Beal and his wife just love their mansion they have in Washington, and they just enjoy their life.
Yeah. Jake, you got Evan Mobley, Pac-12 player,
beautiful aquamarine,
and defensive player of the year. Has an extensive sneaker collection. That's what they decided to say about him first.
We like to hear
63 dunks last season, third in Division I. All these stats credit to ESPN.
Great picture from his Instagram too.
Yeah, pretty slick, pretty steez. Evan Mobley, we were talking about it. I mean, Jake, you'd be the best guy to break this down. I mean, we were talking about his pure talent before. But what does this mean for your Cavs? I mean, is this enough to give them a boost this season, or do you still anticipate more moves? Is Garland, Sexton, and Mobley the guys now? What's up? What's up with Cleveland?
Well, I still think that I think Colin Sexton is gone at some point in the next week or so in free agency. I just don't think that they're going to give him – he's going to want a lot of money coming up. They're not going to do that for him. So this team is now built around
Ricky Rubio?
Ricky Rubio, yes. But if you put Ricky Rubio paired with Darius Garland is not a great defensive backcourt, not one that I'm very excited about. So they still need to do something to address there. They've been interested in Caruso, so I mean that's something else. But having a Okoro and Mobley and potentially Jarrett Allen, I think that your defensive ceiling with that front court and the way that all those guys can switch and cause havoc, it was too good to pass up. I mean, this kid, he's going to be able to play next to Jarrett Allen. That's the reason that you can make this kind of move with him. Usually it looks like they're going, the Cavs even the last couple of years look like they're going against the modern NBA with all the bigs that they stacked on this roster. But when you have a guy like this who can handle like he can, get out on the perimeter like he can defensively, and pair him with a Jarrett Allen and a Okoro who's shown great on-ball defense, I think that that's what they looked at, and they couldn't pass that up. Not to mention that this kid has an extensive offensive skill set. It just remains to be seen. Meerkat, I'm just a little worried about him being you know what the name that pops up for me that I've heard that I haven't heard, but I just think of when I think of a guy like him, and he was better in college than this guy. But Jonathan Isaac is this tail that I'm kind of worried about in Mobley's mold.
Oof.
So talk me out of it. What is it? What else should I like? Should I be worried at all about that kind of bust potential, or is he going to be able to impact the game a little more?
I mean, NBA is so volatile. You could, with the draft, like anyone can really be a bust. I just see it with Mobley, though. We saw him do it against big competition in college. And like I said earlier, the biggest thing that I love about Mobley is he got better every single game. And I think it shows his ceiling. He's not even close to it yet when he's progressing as much as he did last year. So give him he's got opportunities to kind of be eased into the NBA with the Cavs front court, what it is right now. And I think this is a good spot for him. I think he's not going to be a bust because I think his floor is fairly high and his ceiling is ridiculous for the modern day type of NBA big man.
Guys, can I break some news real quick?
Give it to us.
So Shams, there's still 2:10 left on Toronto's clock to get the pick in. And Shams tweets, Toronto is selecting Scotty Barnes at number 4.
Whoa!
Not Suggs, not
Hold up.
Whoa!
How about the fact that you put that mock draft and I accidentally put Scotty Barnes ahead of Jalen Suggs?
I know. I was wondering if you knew something that I didn't, so I left it alone.
But I would have seen Kuminga over Barnes there, but
really,
Jake,
I love Barnes, but yeah, I don't know. Wow,
I would have taken Jalen Suggs over both of them.
But here's the thing about Suggs: can you play Suggs with Fred VanVleet?
I think if you can play Lowry and VanVleet together, then yes. But if you draft Suggs, Lowry's gone.
But Kyle Lowry's a vet who can play.
I thought Kyle Lowry was one of the Lakers too.
Yeah, right. And DeRozan
and Hield. Yeah. Everybody Hield. He's coming along.
They have DeRozan, a scroll. They have a scroll of players that are going to the Lakers this offseason.
Okay, so this year, barring a potential maybe Pascal Siakam trade that could happen at some point in the summer, they could throw out a lineup of they still need to get a center in there, but I guess Boucher was playing well. VanVleet, OG, Scotty Barnes, and Pascal Siakam. That is a defensive nightmare, but I don't know who's shooting the ball.
Exactly. Like Scotty Barnes, I think is too similar to those guys. Like
that's why I thought that this pick would honestly never happen.
Scotty Barnes, the comps from Kevin O'Connor, Draymond Green, Pascal Siakam, taller and bulkier, Michael Carter Williams.
I was gonna say,
told you too similar to Pascal.
He's a playmaking three. He's a playmaking three who doesn't shoot that much. I don't trust. That's what it'll be in the NBA. I don't trust Florida. I don't know.
It's like
he's got like a good floor, but the high end, I don't know if it's fully there for me.
He's got an off-white turtleneck on with a white suit, very flashy, and a nice pin on there.
Not off-white. Not Off-White the brand. Off-White the color.
Right.
We gotta specify.
That's what the Raptors needed.
Jalen Suggs was actually the first one up to start clapping for his buddy Scotty Barnes. Maybe he was anticipating getting picked there, so he was already standing.
But he would have known. They call.
Scotty was going to the
Right,
Magic,
true.
so now
Barnes
Magic
makes
might
sense
be
for
happy.
Toronto though. Barnes Toronto.
He fits the
believes-
mold, but too well.
But that's what they think. That I know, but that's what they think. They look at him and they're like, "This is a
They
guy
already have the
who's-
mold.
He's OG again. Like he's the same project they've been trying with OG over again. But OG,
He
I
has
think,
the
had a
same
little
haircut
more
as OG
better shoot.
too.
He really does.
He literally has the same.
Those two
haircut
guys
as
could be a
OG.
nightmare defensively.
He's
though.
literally OG's haircut with with all these other defensive characteristics and long length like you have.
Monteverde.
Yes, I don't want anyone listening right now to get it twisted. I think we're all in agreement that Scotty Barnes is a great player. We just
Elite defender.
don't think it really makes sense. In my opinion, this to me looks like, or Toronto's telling us they're making another probably significant move this offseason with this pick. That's how I see it. I mean, you guys alluded to it. If Lowry is gone, then they literally have zero shooting unless your name is Fred VanVleet on this team.
And he's not even like a great shooter.
No.
He can get it going, but I don't know. It's a strange pick to me. Great, great young talent. NBA comparisons are Draymond Green. I mean, that's elite company, but again, this is all defensive. Toronto is really in a weird spot.
I think Draymond has a better three.
Yeah.
I think
Scotty Barnes' shot was broken last year. I love watching Scotty Barnes, but it is not. It's broken. He needs a lot of work.
Yeah, Florida State excelled down low and really setting things up. Like they were.
How about Monteverde with top 4 picks? 2 top 4 picks.
Montverde.
Moody's still coming up. Montverde. Yeah.
Shout out Montverde. Ben Simmons, another product of Montverde. So is Howard Washington, a Buffalo kid.
There we go.
Former Canisius high school player. He went down there and played with Ben Simmons.
So would Orlando be crazy to pass on
Boog
Suggs
night.
here?
Yeah, no, they can't pass on Suggs. That just
you
fell
gotta
into their
take him.
lap.
I think Jalen Suggs is for sure going to Orlando.
I think Boog night was up potentially for them anyways.
But
so I think
just what you can get from Suggs, and Suggs is a guy whose jump shot isn't spectacular, but the way I look at a player like Jalen Suggs and how athletic he is and how gifted he is, he's a player whose jump shot comes on strong in like their second, third year in the league, and he's the type of guy who can mold himself into an elite shooter.
He's able to play right away because he can play defensively.
Right.
So he can figure the rest out, like you said. Like the shot isn't broke. Like he has a shot. It's a little inconsistent. Yeah.
Just needs to be more consistent with the shot. And my favorite thing about Suggs is like, if you've seen him play, he has the it factor. He has it.
He does.
And when you see him, he is just a competitor. He will leave everything he has on the court every single game, do absolutely anything for his team to win. He's not selfish at all, but he can score in a multitude of ways. He just needs to adjust to the NBA level and be a little more consistently shooting. And I think you have an all-star caliber player as this ceiling,
Well, he's going to be effective immediately in the league, no matter what. He's going to affect games. Like you said, he hustles all over the place. Dude's not going to give up. That's why he's perfect for a place like Toronto too. But that's also why I thought Suggs was a perfect guy too, because by all accounts, he's the same way. But it's a great pick. It's just an interesting fit. It shows you how much we don't know shit about what these teams are interested in before the draft. I mean, they've been locked in on Scotty Barnes. They must have been the whole time. We thought it was the big 4. We're pretty much locked into those 4 spots. Orlando coming up here. They've got 5 and 8, and the Warriors with 7 and 14. And we know that Oklahoma City has a lot of extra picks too. Is there a potential somebody trading up here with Orlando?
The Thunder have 500 first-round picks in the next 5 years.
I think.
But this is a trade potential spot, I think, coming. I mean, we only got a minute for it to have to happen, but I feel like there could be something in the works right now.
Yeah, if someone's in love with Suggs or something like that, wants to give you something.
The Warriors, wouldn't Suggs be great to play with Steph and Clay?
Oh,
I would love that.
He'd be perfect.
You give him a guard that can actually defend right away, someone who doesn't have to have the pressure.
And he can create, and they can play Steph and Clay off
the rest
the
of
ball.
the team. Exactly.
The only reason I never even thought of that before is because I thought Suggs would have been gone by the time the Warriors
Exactly.
But now, I mean, it's up in the air, and the time ticker has run out for the pick being in, but now they're showing Jalen Green and Cade Cunningham as babies on a commercial screen. So cute kids, but we need that pick in.
Yeah,
I mean, go ahead, Meerkat.
No, I was just saying things were going expected until that Barnes pick, and now we're expecting it to be Suggs here. But if it's not Suggs, like, who do you guys think it could be? Could it be Kuminga? Could they, keep going down? I mean, there's a lot of options realistically here if they don't like Suggs, because a lot of outlets were reporting they were all in on Scotty Barnes.
Yes, I also saw a lot of mocks with them taking Kuminga. Well, actually the pick is in right now, so hold that thought.
Here we go.
Jalen Suggs to Orlando.
And we got Stevie chiming in on Twitter saying Suggs falling out of the top 4 is wild. Best player in this class, you'll see.
Wow, you'll see. Stevie's threatening the people on Twitter. You'll all see. Shout out, Stevie. All right, so Orlando with the steal of the draft right now. They never thought Suggs was going to end up there. Now you pair Suggs with Markelle Fultz in the backcourt, which I feel like Jalen Suggs, everything we say about Jalen Suggs is all stuff we said about Markelle Fultz when he was coming out, like the same kind of strengths that he had. How do you feel about Jalen Suggs there, Meerkat?
I think you got a lot of interesting pairings now in that backcourt, though. I know we like to make fun of Markelle Fultz, but like Cole Anthony obviously looked pretty good last year. And RJ Hampton, I mean, they made a move, got him from the Nuggets in the Aaron Gordon deal.
I always forget about him.
RJ Hampton had some great flashes last year, rookie too. So they have a lot of young backcourt depth. I think
Cole
Suggs
Anthony
might come in. Yeah, Cole Anthony. So I don't know how they're going to rotate it around, but I know that Suggs kind of needs to be leading that crew in minutes immediately as a rookie.
Oh, yeah. I could not agree more with that, Meerkat. I mean, you guys mentioned that we said same thing about Fultz. Cole Anthony, I feel like maybe at the time had similar hype to Suggs, but I think he is head and shoulders. He hasn't even played a tick in the NBA yet, and I think he's head and shoulders above those two.
Yeah.
Orlando is finally, they've always been tempted by the big wings, the athletic wings, and they finally lucked themselves into the shot-creating guard that I think they've been waiting for how many years. Like, Jalen Suggs falls in their lap anytime the last 5 years. They might be a different story for the Magic with the talent that they've had.
Yeah, well,
that's coming up now.
It's crazy, too, because, they traded away Fournier, Aaron Gordon, and Vucevic. It seems, in a way that they're almost starting over here, and this draft was a gift. I mean, getting Jalen Suggs at this pick, at this value, honestly, to me, I think they didn't expect this, and they just took it because he was the best player available, and he was a great value for it. And that it's kind of one of those things, they just figure it out from here, Why not take Jalen Suggs? They don't really have a core right now, so take Jalen Suggs and see where he can take you.
I love it. I love the kid. I think it's a home run pick for the Magic, a nice stroke of luck for a team that hasn't had it in a while.
Yeah. New look Magic. I mean, it might take a couple of years for them to really get going, but they got a ton of young talent now. Got rid of Vucevic.
They're in an interesting spot too with the guys they have left here. You can pair with Suggs. Now we're in at this range.
Here it is.
Pick is in.
Stevie Suggs, rookie of the year incoming.
Ooh, bold call by Stevie there. But we're in with the OKC up here. We're in Boog Knight range, Kuminga range potentially. What are we thinking for OKC here, Ty? I feel like it's Boog Knight. It's got to be Boog Knight to lose. He just kind of fits perfectly next to SGA.
Yeah, I think you got to get another guard there. Obviously, you talked a little bit about them they have this plethora of picks. If you believe in SGA, they've kind of talked about maybe he's available in trades now, but it would have to be sort of like a huge deal that they're holding him in high regard. I would as well. So if you're able to get, maybe a guard, get the ball out of his hands a little bit so that there's not a ton of pressure on him to be the primary shot creator all the time. I think that'll bode very well for him because we've seen he could be a big scorer. So you get a guy like Bouknight he's not necessarily, a one guard, but he's a two guy who can get the ball around too. And I think be the perfect off ball guy with SGA. Can do a little bit of both, not necessarily an elite defender the same way Suggs is, but can still definitely do a little bit of both. He's not going to get lost out there for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I disagree with you guys. I think it obviously could be Bouknight, but I really think they're going to go Kuminga here because the Thunder have kind of shown they're committed to a full-on rebuild right now. You look at all the pieces they've moved, all the picks they've acquired. They shouldn't be in a win-now mode. Shea is still young. They can he's not going anywhere right now for them. So I could see it being Kuminga since he is the kind of highest risk, biggest reward type guy, and investing some time into him. He just makes sense, like fitting their team, in my opinion. He's big, he's versatile, he can do a lot of things for this team and a lot of points.
Wow.
And he develops his three further, which he's
Shams got us again.
Yeah. Hey, you guys gave some eloquent breakdowns of those two players, but the Oklahoma City Thunder are closing in on Josh Giddey. Right.
They were connected to him pre-draft, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're still going to guard, but going.
So they want
bigger guard.
No, but here's what they want. They want a guy that is the least athletic guy possible. They're like, we've got these two great athletes we could pick. Let's pick the guy that really can't move at all.
Let's pick the white guy from Australia.
Giddey is
taller Matthew Dellavedova.
Yeah.
That's tough. I don't want to hear that at the
Do you guys think Shams is tweeting the picks out early on purpose just to spite like the ESPN and Woj?
Yeah, what is this?
Shams hates Woj. Shams wants to be the one to finish Woj off, put the nail in the coffin.
See, like I think in the NFL with Rappaport and Schefter, it's kind of like a little bit more of a playful, like respectful thing, but it seems like Woj and Shams, like it's a blood feud.
The funniest thing too with Rappaport and Schefter is like Rappaport will break the news and be like, "Yeah, this guy is signing here."
Yeah, Schefter will be like, "He signed the contract. He woke up in the middle of the night to sign the contract with his dog at his bed."
It's more than a year deal or something. Like my sources are saying it's so he doesn't have to credit anyone. It's like
So like first reported by Adam Schefter that there's a clause in the contract that he gets to bring his dog into the box at a suite for every game.
It's now official. Josh Giddey is there.
He looks giddy.
Yep, he does.
He's very happy.
This guy's big Australian bushy hair going.
I know he doesn't.
Shout out to Australia. Shout out to Slicko.
And he's enough. Why are there so many tall playmaking guards?
He kind of resembles Slicko a little bit.
He does.
Might be related.
Could be. Three
guys.
doubles last season.
Like a hockey
KOC's shades of for Josh Giddey. Joe Ingles, Kyle Anderson, Evan Turner.
Not necessarily what you want to be picking when you're picking in the top 10 as far as NBA cops. They have to believe. They have to believe like he's
I thought he was
level prospect.
Well, it's like why I thought they would take Kuminga though. It's a guy you're not expecting to be a contributor immediately, like a big, So
the Warriors, hold on though. The Warriors now can pick Bouknight or Kuminga, and has fallen into their lap. I think Bouknight makes incredible sense for them to take here.
Yeah.
They wanted a guard next. I mean, defensively it might be a disaster, but it makes a lot of sense to put him next one.
Ooh, I didn't realize that.
This could be trade territory too.
The Warriors. I have no idea what the Warriors are gonna do.
The Warriors could do anything.
There, they have Bouknight there. They've been linked to Davion Mitchell. They can go Franz Wagner. Like
you just go and get the best 3-point shooter in the draft, Corey Kispert.
Like they can go so many directions, and I have no idea what it's gonna be.
This is the most interesting pick, I think, so far in the draft with, the top end talent that's available and the team that's making the pick. Like, it could go really any way.
Honestly,
because early on in the draft we kind of look for who kind of needs a need. Maybe it's front court, back court, whatever. But when you're looking at the Warriors, it's how do you supplement these top end elite players? Mm-hmm. It's gonna be fun.
I blame the Toronto Raptors here still.
I don't know what you're gonna do. Like, they could go like completely just like throw everybody off. And
what if we see a trade? What if we see both picks and Wiseman go out the door for someone more around Steph and Clay's age?
Ben Simmons makes the most sense now because they're not. Beal's not leaving. Sengun.
Yeah,
big 6'10".
A lot like that. They could go a lot of left field and take that even.
They could. I wonder if I don't know. I don't think you would do that after getting Wiseman last year.
That's what I mean. But I feel like a lot of mocks have talked about the Warriors possibly trading Wiseman this offseason. I don't know.
What about Franz Wagner?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I like Wagner for them better than I like Wiseman for him because I think Wagner can shoot a little bit.
Yeah,
he adds a little bit more.
Yeah, he has more of that Warriors play style, kind of flashiness, can do a little bit of everything. Where Wiseman's more of a traditional big.
Oh,
Who said
I'm OKC. OKC just threw off my whole that was. I don't know how I feel about taking Giddey at 6. I thought of Giddey as 9 or 10.
So I also thought
coming up, but
I also thought Giddey was just more of a shooter, and ESPN's was kind of broadcasting him here as a playmaker. That is something I wasn't aware of. So maybe I just didn't scout Giddey enough.
He might be Sean Livingston.
Yeah, right.
He's not athletic. That's the thing. He's not gonna. But that would be that would have been a perfect Warriors pick. It would have been a perfect Warriors pick.
They're showing Andrew Bogut tweeting "Hell yes" at Josh Giddey because he was an Australian first round pick in his day. Andrew Bogut, sneaky first overall pick in his heyday.
Mm-hmm. You're not wrong.
Okay, here Shams is just. Oh, actually, Woj is one upping Shams here. Okay, and Shams just one upped him. Okay, so first we had Woj saying that they're still discussing trades. And then Shams just comes out of nowhere and says the Golden State Warriors are picking Jonathan Kuminga. So still 53 seconds left on your guys' TV. But Sham, once again, spoiler alert, this is bad blood. I think that the storyline of the night is Woj and Shams just going at it.
I mean, we see in the NBA draft, though, a lot of times, I will say timeout, we see a lot of these guys get picked, and then we do see the trade come after.
True.
So they might be picking on behalf of another team.
They could both be right.
Potentially.
That's what I was thinking. Is this a trade? Is picking Kuminga here because somebody is surprised that he's dropping that far and they're gonna get him from with Golden State later? But let's assume that this is a pick for the Warriors. This is not a swing that I really thought they were gonna take because he's a guy. Is he somebody that's going to impact them? Now, here's the thing about Kuminga, though, because he was in with the top guys going into this year. He didn't have a great year. Some of his flaws got exposed with Ignite, but I feel like this is still a kid that can be honestly the best person in this class if he puts it together. And what's a better team to help him?
He's like a Michael Porter Jr. type prospect to me, where all the athleticism in the world, can you figure out how to shoot?
Yeah,
I think his shot is way worse than Porter's was coming in, though. That's the thing. He's been working on it.
Porter had the injuries, but yeah.
I'm reminded of Andrew Wiggins, a longer Andrew Wiggins kind of, which is kind of weird since he's on the Warriors. But I don't know. I like Kuminga a lot. I thought he would had a chance to go top 5. So if
here we go. Here's surprise. But in case there's a trade, Silver's about to announce it. Let's see.
Yeah, it's just it's a tough pick to make. It's lowest floor of any top 10 guy, but maybe the highest ceiling potentially there.
Yeah, so it was just straight up draft selection for Kuminga, no trade. He's got a bright orange. Honestly, Syracuse orange suit on.
SUNY Syracuse. No, that's more Tennessee orange.
Yeah, it is. It looks
That's
brighter
volunteer
in the first
orange.
flash. He,
I would know
he's
it if
got-
I know volunteer orange when I see it.
he has a Steez G League pin on his suit, big old chain. He's got some braids going.
I like the braids to the side.
Yeah, it's classy.
It's a Pop Smoke look.
Yeah,
I think it might be an ode to Pop Smoke, to be honest.
6'8",
He grew up watching
220.
Kobe Bryant highlights at local internet cafes.
Love
Joined the
that.
club, but we were all doing it in school.
Ooh,
before they shut us down.
showing a nasty windmill from Kuminga. I mean, I
Let's
kind
get
of
some
like
Kuminga
this for
highlights
the
up on this
Warriors.
pitch.
It's
I
just a
love
lot.
this. I love this pick for the Warriors because he's not. Think about what he's going to have to do for them when you have Steph and Clay. He's not even going to have to touch
You
the
don't
ball.
gotta shoot.
Just run. It's basically
cut.
best case scenario for what they have. I mean, and if we're assuming
And he can play defense too.
we're assuming that Wiggins is going to be gone at some point, right? Like that. Like he's
Probably
in one of these trades. He kind of just slides into the Wiggins spot. He's obviously not going to be
NBA
as
comparison,
polished, but-
Jaylen Brown.
I
Yeah,
think
I
the
like
Magic
that.
are probably pissed
I like
about
that.
that, honestly, though, because I thought the Magic were hoping Kuminga was going to fall into their
Oh, I
laps
bet you they
now
would.
here. Because what are they like?
gotta
It's
pick
so hard
Moody.
not to take like a Book Knight or Moody or someone, but they have so many young guards on their team already. Like they're just going to keep stacking them up. Guys, they have high picks invested in and have flashed already. They're just going to be buried. I mean. Not like that causes them not to draft one of these guys. It's just a situation that's really not too favorable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's got to be Moody. I think it's got to be a wing because they don't need another big in there. They really just need some sort of scoring wing. Like I don't think Wagner makes sense for them with the kind of team that they're building right now. That just makes the most sense. Or trade it, or see if somebody wants to come up and get Boog Knight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. They might be moving, or depending who they take here, they might be moving a guard or two.
I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen a trade yet, to be honest with you guys.
Yeah.
Pick 8, I honestly thought a lot, at
Any
least
trades
the
of the
last
picks.
3.
We've seen a trade.
True.
One of the biggest trades we
monumental
probably
one.
could have seen. But
Russell Westbrook is playing with LeBron James on the Lakers. That's
I
fucking
know.
crazy. That is crazy.
did not expect
Isn't
that
Mo
coming into the
Wagner
day.
on the Magic? No,
Is
it
he now?
was Franz.
Yes, actually, he was on the Celtics for a short stint, and he did end up on the Magic, I believe.
There we
I think
go.
you're correct.
The brotherly connection coming back. I don't know. And the Magic could just do something really dumb here and draft.
That's true. It is the Magic
Ty
we're talking
Jones.
about. No, please, God. They picked Ty Jones at 8, bro. Oh, my
to pair
God.
with Wendell Carter.
I think I wouldn't be surprised you go guard here. You go hire a guy like
Shams
Jamal
with the
Mosley,
scoop.
former guard in the league. Was
Shams
it
with
guard?
the scoop. It is
Yeah.
Franz Wagner.
Oh, they go big.
Wow,
Really?
the brotherly connection. Let's go.
Franz Wagner. I like it. I think
I
it's
just didn't
he
think they'd
fits well.
stack that many guards. So, like I was saying, like they have so many young ones now with Anthony Hampton and Suggs.
Well, let's look at here. Let's look through here with their wings right now. I mean, they got Josh Jackson. Oh no, I'm looking at Detroit here. Hold on. It's supposed to be Orlando. Don't mind me. Keep going here. Jesus Christ.
Do they have Okoro
That's
No,
Cleveland.
he's on the
or
Cavs.
Cleveland? Oh shit.
We don't know who's on. See, no one cares about this team. Gary Harris is on there. Terrence Ross, who's been in trade talks the last couple days. Obviously, Isaac. They don't have a small forward.
Jonathan Isaac.
Yeah, they
That's
don't have
why.
a 3. That's why I was.
They
just
have
like,
no 3, so that it does make sense for Wagner. I guess he can pretty much slide into that spot there.
They are definitely
6'9".
kicking themselves. They didn't get Kuminga.
See,
Oh,
I
yeah.
was thinking
Yeah,
Isaac.
yeah.
I said
Oh yeah.
I just mixed it up. Jeez.
Yeah.
I'm dyslexic sometimes. Jonathan Isaac, not Isaac Okoro.
I think Franz Wagner, nice tan
But
suit.
I mean, that's a good spot right there for him.
A lot of no ties. A lot of just
So-
undershirt and the suit jacket for the.
I
for
think
the players
that's
tonight.
I think that's the new look.
I
What are
heard-
the Kings gonna do now?
No one likes wearing
Something
ties,
stupid.
anyways.
I heard one of the
Sounds stupid.
analysts earlier say bow tie or no tie was one of the
Mm.
players' mottos.
That would be mine. Like, why would you want to like choke yourself? Literally, everyone who ever wears a tie all day, as soon as they get out of work, what's the first thing they do?
Loosen
it right
thing
up.
What
Right.
cracker?
Why do we
Casual
like?
office places,
Why did
that's
we
what
ever
need.
think like putting something on around our neck and choking us was like a good fashion statement?
Some people got some weird things that they enjoy, Tybee. I don't know.
If you're
I'm
wearing,
not into that kind of thing, I guess.
if you're wearing as nice of suits as these guys are wearing too, a tie would honestly make it a little uglier too.
That's true.
I mean,
a lot of them.
These guys are steezing, dude. Like they deserve to wear whatever they want under that.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie. The Franz Wagner highlights just don't hit the same as some of the other packages that we have.
No.
Is it because he's a big white guy? Come on.
His highlight is getting 2 offensive rebounds.
He's just like
putbacks, yeah.
He just that last one was a poke away steal, breakaway, and his dunk like
layup
touched the front of the rim and rolled in.
It was nice because he actually like did take a full drive like from beyond the 3-point line.
Oh yeah, he's uber talented, a very fundamental guy, but yeah, not the flashiest.
He has like Jokic qualities at times, but nowhere near the same like playmaking skill level.
Don't get Meerkat going here.
But he has similar qualities where he can shoot the 3, and like I just pointed out with that, that dribble drive from outside the 3-point line, he's athletic enough to do those things. So, you got to hope he just continues to grow and work on that arsenal, figure out things to continue to add to your game like we've seen bigs do. It's like, LeBron, you always add something new to your arsenal. Can Wagner continue to do that to, mess up these NBA defenders and be able to score at a big enough pace? Like he's tall enough. He's going to get his rebounds. Like that's, whatever. Play defense at a high level as a big that can actually transition over to some of the smaller players because he is athletic enough. He's not a complete mismatch on a switch. So when you're a team, like the Magic, who can kind of play a little bit of positionless basketball with the amount of length they have on that team, it'll be very interesting to see what they do with the rest of their picks over the next few years, and if they maybe package these guys or try and get a superstar at some point.
I think Bouknight might keep slipping, which is kind of surprising. He might not end up a top 10 pick because I think it's a similar situation here to last pick with the Kings, where why draft another young guard when he's not going to see the court that much? I mean, you have De'Aaron Fox, obviously Halliburton looked awesome last year, and Buddy Hield's still on that team, probably kicking themselves. Kuminga's gone already as well, and it's just like I'm not sure what they do here. There's no big like really worth it other than Sengun, and then what else can they target? Maybe Corey Kispert for the 3, even though everybody loves Harrison Barnes, but Corey Kispert makes sense here. I don't know. That's Sengun, dude. I haven't.
Does Duarte make sense? Especially if they're planning on getting rid of Buddy Hield, because obviously they were trying to move him to the Lakers, and maybe he's a guy that they want to move at some point. Duarte fits right in with the timeline. This team needs to be good. Now. He kind of fits in and just slides in because really or Davion Mitchell too. Even I mean, he's a guy that maybe has a more higher defensive upside than Bouknight would, but I don't know. Do you think it's tough to pick another guard with what they've got unless they're moving Fox at some point? Fox and Halliburton.
Fox or Hield, because Halliburton's gotta get those minutes this year from the get-go.
Sengun is the pick for KOC's mock draft, and he's right there again.
Okay.
So
that makes sense. Yeah, I could see it being Sengun going big there because I think their starting centers are Sean Holmes right now. And then Marvin Bagley's their 4, so you could upgrade either of those spots.
Davion Mitchell is going to the Kings per Shams.
Wow.
Do they?
That's Kings. That's the Kings being the Kings.
Dude, is this
Buddy Hield to the Rockets?
I was gonna say Buddy Hield or De'Aaron Fox is gone in my mind with that pick.
What? Don't get rid of Fox though if they're trying to win
for Simmons. Fox for Simmons package.
I wouldn't do that.
I would.
Kings have decent shooting.
Well, so I think
Fox. You can't give up Fox. Fox is the most underrated player in the
NBA. I love Fox. I'm
not
saying I would. I think he's going to be outstanding at some. He's going to be a perennial all-star at some point in his career. It's Sacramento that's done this, but Sacramento's stupid enough someone's going to take Ben Simmons, and it's not going to be a good team. Like look at the teams that are circling around him right now. It's the Cavs that were interested, the T-Wolves. Like it's these teams that don't want to take a risk. I feel like that is perfect for Sacramento, but
I don't
understand, man.
Why is he slipping?
They must not trust that his shooting actually because his shooting looks so much better in the workouts, and that was maybe teams just got scared of it again and just don't trust his just don't trust the year or whatever. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. But you're looking at if he slips even further, he might be a perfect Spurs pick, honestly, because it's not going to be Memphis or Charlotte with LaMelo and Ja there.
If that Turkish dude's still there, no doubt the Spurs are drafting that guy.
That's true.
100%.
That's true. Corey Kispert does fit with the Spurs too.
So my thing with Mitchell going to the Kings here, it's now official. The words have left Adam Silver's mouth. I think this has to do a lot with the Buddy Hield trade that flopped earlier, because I think, once you put Hield in that situation, I mean, I'm sure there's a moment where Hield thought he was an LA Laker. Mm-hmm. You can't keep that guy around anymore. I mean, he's going to want out if the team doesn't have plans to trade him somewhere other than the Los Angeles Lakers. He's going to want out. That's how superstars are today. They're not going to want to hear that and that they want to be traded. And he probably wants out of Sacramento anyway. And now they got Davion Mitchell. Give him a chance at the 2-guard, complete opposite direction. If it is, Hield out the door, Mitchell in the door, because Hield's just really a sharpshooter. And, he can be explosive on the offensive end, but Mitchell is just a tenacious defender who can also
saying that just because you saw it on screen.
Yeah. Tenacious defender, relentless driver.
He really is, though.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. We saw him, he starred for that Baylor team, and we saw a lot of times Baylor was keeping teams under 60 points, on a regular basis. And he was a big reason for that. And being able to do the things he does is exactly what you need if you're the Sacramento Kings. You haven't been able to stop people from scoring in how long?
It's just interesting with the roster construction with Sacramento, because one of these guards, it seems like, is going to be gone now. But him and Halliburton together is going to be, and Fox, that's a blast. That's a blast of a backcourt to watch. But this is a team that I didn't think they needed a guard. And so I feel like this is to be continued more than anything else.
Oldest top 10 picks in the last 20 NBA drafts. Rafael Araújo in 2004, Ipke Udu in 2010, Wesley Johnson in 2010, and Davion Mitchell now.
Isn't this Memphis 22. Right now?
What's that?
This is Memphis up right now, right?
New Orleans,
but I believe, proposed
New
trade.
Orleans picking for Memphis.
Okay. Yes.
I hate how the NBA does the stupid draft night.
They just leave, they leave the logos, and then right at the top it says proposed trade, and then it shows the Grizzlies logo.
Yo, why does Davion Mitchell got to wear 45 and not be related to Donovan?
I know, and then they showed Donovan Mitchell tweeting at
same
him.
game.
Yeah.
I know this is happy hour hoops, but the Dodgers are finalizing the deal to get Max Scherzer
and Trey
Turner. Oh,
that's what I was saying. That's why I was like, Shams has got to start dropping more bombs.
Oh my!
So the Padres fumbled the bag, and now Scherzer's on the Dodgers now. Wow!
It's not finished yet, but him and Trey Turner supposedly, which is a huge move. That's like.
Do the Yankees moves move you guys at all? Because they don't move me at all. That lineup is still going to be.
I told Stevie this. I was like, why would you get two more swing and miss guys?
They're still going to strike out all the time.
Your problem is swinging and missing.
Yeah, I'm like, it's hilarious because Yankees fans are going to hype themselves up, but then they still don't have any pitching.
And their problem has been who are they going to add because they have these luxury cap issues? They're paying hundreds of % luxury tax back to the league on top of these players' contracts, and then they go and get guys like that. I was just like,
it's crazy.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
It is a bold strategy.
I don't think those are the moves. I think they're going to miss the playoffs.
they're not, even if they make the playoffs, who are they scaring in the playoffs with that pitch? Like, I just don't think their rotation is good enough.
Oh, let's go.
Who are we got?
Daddy,
Oh, there we go.
9-0. Sorry, Red
Wow. Zaire Williams is the pick. That is
Sox.
fucking crazy. We are seeing some
Zaire Williams.
No, but I love this. Zaire Williams
Zion Williamson.
Dude, Zaire and Zion together is so this is a kid that he was in the top 10 going into this year, had a shit year last year, just a terrible year at Stanford. And now, wow, I love this. I've liked this kid coming out of high school. I thought that he just really, Stanford basketball. What are we doing here? Like, what are we talking about here? He can create his shot pretty much anywhere. He's got to be smooth around the edges, but this is a really high ceiling. But it's a team. This is a good insulated team to go to too. He's not going to have to do a whole lot. It's John Dylan Brooks you're going to be able to create. He's going to be able to kind of find himself. Wow, that's not what wow. This is just a crazy
scary pick.
Right
I thought he was going to go.
It is a scary pick.
20s.
In the KOC mock draft, he is at 22 of the Lakers. Well, now it would be the Wizards, but 22 was his selection. But he's been flying all over this whole year.
It's been interesting. We're seeing a lot of these guys who are high-end defenders going early this year, which we haven't necessarily seen in the past. But I think teams are realizing, like,
it's copycat
you see that
league.
behind the back. You see that behind the back take and finish. Like he has all the skills. Like you can polish a guy offensively, but it's tough to get a guy who is willing to play defensively on every play. Like look at guys still like Russell Westbrook. Like it's still a problem. Like
so, it's so confusing, dude. Like why do they? I get that like they just stick to this, but like I hate how they give him like the Pelicans hat and everything.
I know
he's a member of the Memphis Grizzlies.
I wish we were getting the Z and the Z combo, but I think that's a good guy like to go opposite of Ja though.
Yeah,
he's gonna need to
really is.
Really take advantage of like an NBA strength and conditioning program though, because like he lacks strength for doing what he's probably gonna.
I didn't realize he played with Bronny
in the NBA because he was a rough shooter, like a rough shooter last year, just in general, and he's got to just grow into himself and his game. So don't rush him in. Pretty much, like I think this could be a good pick.
LeBron, that boy Z can flat out hoop.
Yeah, I didn't know he played with Bronny.
Good start tonight, nephew.
There you go.
Right, that's a nephew. That's how you know LeBron's getting old.
Starts talking like Snoop Dogg.
What it do, nephew?
Oh my God. This is, I don't know. I can't say that I anticipated any of this in the first round. Outside of the first three picks, this has just been crazy to me. Absolutely bonkers.
Meerkat, I know you're big into mocks. For you, like looking at all these mocks, did you sort of like see this kind of coming into it because there was sort of this after the top three guys, 4 through maybe 18 to 20 are all generally like a very close level. Like there isn't a big drop off in that gap. Like you're trying to obviously like you want to get the best guy and there's a difference between who's most polished and who has most upside. But in terms of sort of like, how you're rating a prospect, I think a lot of those guys were pretty close. So I don't know. We're seeing some of these things that might be a surprise, but are they really a surprise?
Well, yeah, that's what I said I was most excited to see tonight was just you got the super high-end talent at the top where those top three guys as close to sure things as you're going to get. And then you go into it, but these guys after them, it's not so much a drop-off, like a drastic drop-off. There's a lot of good guys, and they can go anywhere right now. You're going to have top guys falling, and right now you're seeing it with like a Book Knight. It's a crazy drop going on for him right now compared to what people thought was going to happen, and that's because every front office has a different opinion on these guys right now. Last year was a wonky year for a lot of reasons, especially scouting and stuff. But still, I just so much talent all around, but also so many question marks. Half of these guys that are going to go tonight in the first round, you can say, floor is all the way down here, but the ceiling is all the way up here, and that's just who you're throwing the dart at tonight, basically, for these NBA teams. So
Nice.
You're going to see guys you thought would go in the mid-20s, like right here, go earlier, and guys you thought would go top 10 fall to the mid-20s.
And I got another question, but this one's for Dunny.
Let's go.
Because we're going to be hopping off, I think, when the lottery ends. But when the Celtics are on the board, if BJ's Boston is there, how can you not?
I think
they have
I think that's. I mean, the 45th pick, you don't really have much to lose there, and you can draft a guy with the last name Boston.
I
think about how many jerseys they'll sell.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
I think it's worth it just because of the amount of jerseys they would sell.
Yeah,
I would buy a Boston jersey.
That'd be sick.
I don't like Boston, but I would think about it because of that. Like that would be hilarious.
Well, Meerkat, it's interesting to me. You were just talking about Book Night. Still on the board. Charlotte's got 15 seconds remaining right now. So. You guys don't see him going to Charlotte with LaMelo?
No. I don't think you can put pressure on LaMelo like that.
I don't think they need defensively. It would be horrible.
Maybe they go Alperon Sengun. They go.
Oh well, I hate to burst you guys' bubble, but Shams just tweeted it. It's Boog Night.
Oh my God, Michael couldn't help himself. Michael saw Boog Night and was like, "I need that kid, 100%."
The talent's there. I mean, obviously.
Defensive, dude. What?
I have to charge my laptop.
What are they gonna do defensively with those two guys, though? LaMelo and Boog Night.
More.
You got it. Yeah, I was gonna say you got to get a Draymond somehow. I don't know.
They're gonna do what the Nets tried to do this year.
James Boog Night, shades of Donovan Mitchell,
find a bunch of veterans
Jordan
who
Clarkson.
Play defense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good pick. It makes sense for them.
Oh, I love it. They are the league pass team of the year next year. Like with those two on the court at the same time, it's going to be electric to see them together. Boog Night is incredible.
His shot's incredible. He plays above the court. Like he's just explosive.
He's similar to Kemba.
Yeah.
Cardiac Boog Night.
Yeah, his shooting was a bit.
Not as high end as Kemba, but close.
Best available from Mike Schmitz, Boog Night, Keon Johnson, Sengun, Corey Kispert.
A little bit. Get it ready for the NBA, and it's going to be absolutely lethal. He is going to be a guy who can knock down shots from anywhere, and he has the confidence too.
I don't know why I weirdly had a hunch that it was going to be Kispert, but as
if Kispert got picked over Boog Night, I might have just left. I might have went to bed for the night.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you guys? Go ahead, Tabby.
I was going to say, with the Spurs coming up, and you have a European guy on the
Sengun,
big board,
he's going there 100%.
That's what I was saying. I think I might have mentioned it when you were off the stream, Ty. But I said it. I said if he's there, Pop's taking that dude home.
How does he not fall in love with the big white guy from Turkey?
Same way he fell in love with Matt Bonner, Thiago Splitter.
Thiago Splitter is one of my favorite players ever because I used to just draft him all the time when me and my buddy would do a franchise, and we would only play the games we would play each other. And I used to just smack threes with him.
Yeah, he's just one of those 2K guys.
Wow.
I wonder if these guys sitting at the table, giving us all this information here, still analyzing when it says pick is in and everyone in the world knows that Shams already told everyone. Like, do you think someone's in their ear and they're just like, guys,
Shams
just keep lying. Yeah, just keep lying to the crowd for like 30 more seconds. But we know who it is.
Yeah, and that's why people are always like, and a lot of times people are like, well, do they really take the whole time? I'm like, no. I'm like, it's a production thing, guys. I'm like, they have to get in a certain amount of commercials. And then like once a player gets picked, they've got to show his highlights and talk about him. And they got to do interviews. Like it's a whole production thing, guys. Like
he's pissed, bro. I'm just seeing him walking up now.
Bognut, this dude wears a long
happy.
sleeve under his jersey sometimes. You know he can hoop.
Yes.
He's a maniac. He's a psycho.
They just
you do that because you know you're going to be going to the rack and you're going to be getting bumped and you're going to be sliding on the floor.
The all-white unis with the white long-sleeve undershirt was Steve's, and he just had to pull that dunk wearing that.
Wasn't Bobby Portis or wearing the just plain white cotton Hayes shirt in the playoffs?
Yeah,
you gotta love that.
Oh, that's so. To me, that's the best.
That's OP.
Basketball look.
That's OP.
Yeah, just automatic +10 tenacity if you have that on.
Mm-hmm. That was me growing up, and that was all I could do was play defense and be tenacious.
Yep.
There you go.
A lot of effort from Ty B.
Mm-hmm. I was athletic.
T-shirt Ty B. That's what they called him.
Dude, we'd be playing at the park, and my buddy, who's like actually good, would always just pick me because then he would just put me on like one of their top scorers because I would just run with him on defense. He doesn't have to do anything on defense, so he can just expend all his energy offensively. I'm like, that's a decent trade-off because I'm not going to score anyway. So
there you go.
I feel like I'm helping the team.
So we got this pick by San Antonio, and then we'll stick around for the 13th and 14th pick.
Yeah, the Warriors second pick, and then we'll be good.
The draft, you
then
guys
we'll go live for 45 when they take PJ Boston to
Boston. Exactly.
Stevie said it's happening. Dodgers finalized the trade.
Yeesh.
For a massive prospect haul. Well, Jeff Passan, I don't want to hear a massive prospect haul. You better start naming names, buddy, because I know prospects.
Sports are just going wild today. How about those Sabres signings? I mean, what an electric day. Nothing.
What signings?
I was joking.
Who?
What was that now? Who they signed some dude for $750,000 early this morning?
Some Howden, Jason.
Congratulations,
Donovan, he's got like the 4th or 5th most major penalty minutes since 2017.
I already bought my Craig Anderson jersey.
Yeah, I got my Dell jersey. I'm getting a Dell, guys.
I'm getting a Dell.
Let me make the joke. I'm getting a Dell.
Hey, we got Mark Pysyk back, didn't we?
We did get Mark Pysyk back. That was exciting.
Yeah, Mark Pysyk.
I was actually way too excited about that move. I was like, yes, solid. And
I was gonna make the joke. I was like, are they signing him as a forward?
We're gonna sign like
because for Florida, there were a bunch of times they had injuries. Like they actually played him not as a 7th defenseman, as a defenseman. They deployed him as a forward, and he actually had like a 2-goal game or like a hat trick at one point.
Sounds electric.
And like the only good thing about him is he's going to get the ball out of the zone, and it's the same thing like defensively in basketball. If you have the ball more than they do in their side, like you have more attacking chances, like you're probably going to win. Like if you keep them from getting shots up and you can get the ball back, that's how you win games. You get more possessions. That's what you do. We've seen it from especially like UB teams, NATO's coached teams. You play tenacious defensively, like you can take those threes and you get some smart ball.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, we're approaching 50 seconds here, and Shams still hasn't tweeted. I'm worried that Woj may have sent a hitman on Shams.
Someone might have
ESPN money, man. It's different these days,
It really is.
He might have just sent someone after him to put a cell blocker on him. Someone just standing next to Shams with the cell
EMP
him.
Shams hasn't tweeted in 7 minutes. I'm scared.
Shams just got taken
here
away
we go.
Van.
Josh Primo at number 12.
Dude, no way.
I don't even
just do that.
I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know who that is.
They should not have picked Josh Primo.
I knew that. I don't know Josh Primo.
Alabama, baby. I just
Nate Oates, baby. The gift that keeps
How
on
ironic is that?
Absurd.
How ironic is that?
Oh, he beat Woj to it.
What the fuck? He's number 28 pick in KOC's mock draft.
Hey, Dunny, there might be a mercy rule in Toronto tonight.
What?
10-0. But I don't know. Like he's a great shooter. Like And 6'4", like not a small guard, not a like he's an all right
At
size
12?
for a 2 guard, but not like excellent size or anything like that. So I
We
mean,
could have got him at
it's
18, at least 20.
yeah. I mean, you could have probably moved back.
I mean,
Would've.
I don't want to be mean to him because he's a Canadian guard from the SEC, and Jamal Murray. So
Is that, I was gonna say, is that your line that's your group, your core of people, Canadian guards from the SEC?
yeah. Like,
All I'm gonna say is
I'll believe in any Canadian guard from the SEC to some degree.
Nate Oates
so.
has got a lot of goodwill in Buffalo right now after what he's been doing, helping out the TBT team and tossing up the horns again. So that's great to see. And I mean, you got to know he at least has like some sort of defensive mindset coming out of that. I think sort of the Moneyball basketball approach, like that Nate has been playing, that we were just talking about, playing great defensively, getting more possessions and taking the smart possessions, getting the threes, quick possessions. I think Pop is a very forward thinker, and he's probably going to be trying to implement some of that into the Spurs gameplay.
Yeah.
And to be able to get a guy like Primo, he doesn't need to start for you right away. You can bring him off the bench and just come in to be a spot-up shooter for you right away as he learns to play everything else. Like, he was the youngest player in all Division I basketball last year. So you have, a lot of time with this guy to really build him. And he's a catch-and-shoot guy. He can shoot off the dribble, so I like what he can do. He can hit the step-back shot as well. So a lot of upside, a ton of upside with him when you're talking about a shooter at that level. But Meerkat, we talked about it, that low floor, but high ceiling.
With the Spurs, a low floor isn't as bad though, because they are a team that turns these guys out. Woj in here now, 13, thrilled with the idea of Chris Duarte at 13.
Hold on, what's Big Baby doing on his phone? He's not breaking any news.
No, he's not doing shit.
I think the Warriors are praying Duarte falls to them.
He's going to Indiana. That's from Woj and Shams.
Oh, it was just reported.
Duarte to Indiana. I love that for Indiana. That's a team that he's a guy that, like I said earlier, he can come in and affect winning right away, and he is a perfect fit.
Warriors.
What if we have Kispert to the Warriors?
I don't think so. I can't see that.
Yes. Give me Kispert to the Warriors.
I would actually love that.
Give me Kispert to the Warriors.
Jalen Johnson.
Don't go Moody or Kispert.
Same. I want it to be Kispert because I just want that third splash bro and just spot up and shoot.
Oh my God, that'd be incredible.
He just starts.
Oh God.
He just starts wearing a headband like Clay. That'd be amazing.
I just want Clay Thompson to be healthy.
Like if he just followed Clay around for an entire warm up and just shot every shot he shot. Oh, that'd be so fucking great.
I think the Warriors would have picked Duarte there, so Kispert would make the most sense because that's the same.
Okay, yeah. Woj and Shams are starting to annoy me, dude. There's literally over 2.5 minutes left on the picks in, and we already know.
It was before they were even on the clock on my broadcast.
Yeah, let's just announce it.
Are these guys going to get a talking to by ESPN? They're going to be like, guys.
Yeah, Woj is going to get suspended again.
They're like, dude.
Woj was holding back at first, I think, and then Shams was burying him.
Shams just
Woj had to go all
Woj just needs the alpha Shams. He can't let him have the moment at all. So he's like, fuck this guy. And because Shams' tweets are the best. Like he says, Pacers thrilled at the idea that Chris Duarte is available. Like, thanks, buddy.
12-0. Oh Lord, Dunny.
Hey, come on, man. Red Sox are just fine.
It's their first game back in Toronto. I knew they were going to smoke them.
Yeah, they've been having some.
Let's go. Also, USA just took the lead. Yassi Zardes.
Yes, huge. Also, I'm seeing this by John Rothstein on Twitter. Tonight is the 25th anniversary of the Lakers selecting the late, great Kobe Bryant, 13th overall in 1996. Rest in peace, Kobe. Yeah, pour a little out. I'm going to pour into my mouth for Kobe Bryant.
The bean, baby.
Yeah. It's great that we can think of a player like Kobe tonight. Nice, dude. That's what we needed. Shams and
It was my
Woj could
draft
never.
night idea. It was my draft night
Oh.
idea until Russ got traded to the Lakers, and I was like, well, I have a Russ jersey available too. So
Wow.
That's
Chris Bryant leaving the stadium to like a ton of fans. Or Anthony Rizzo. Incredible. After
ooh.
taking a bunch of pictures on the field after.
Mm.
What a day in sports.
Baseball went off today. At least the Yankees tried to.
Well, so this is the thing that the MLB gets trashed on for, dude, is they have all these exciting things happen when another professional sport has like this huge night
know,
going
right?
on. And here we go, a couple monumental trades in the MLB right in the mix of all the,
NBA chaos.
craziness in the NBA draft, dude. Oh,
No
unreal.
respect for the league.
But to be fair, we have Perkins, Richard Nichols, and drawing a blank right now. on his name.
RJ? Richard
Kendrick Perkins.
No, Perkins and
Richard Jefferson.
Richard Jefferson. Yeah, RJ. And they were just blabbling for a second there. So I guess that the MLB trades might be better than whatever was just going on right there.
Well, I think that's why Perkins was on his phone a couple minutes ago.
Oh yeah.
he was looking up Max Scherzer deals.
Yeah. I don't know what else he was doing. He's not breaking news.
He's probably watching Happy Hour Hoops live stream.
That's true.
He's,
Shout out
yeah,
for
he's still tuned in.
you bum picking against
What-
Giannis the whole time.
We're just gonna see Kendrick Perkins
Just,
crack
yeah,
a
picking
cold
up-
one.
Picking against Giannis the entire time. Meerkat's right here.
Yeah, you bum.
Man, I don't know what I want the Warriors to do here. Kisper would be fun to be a third splash bro, but
Isn't
I
it-
think Moody
It
makes
can't
a
be
ton of
Kisper.
sense.
Give me
Isn't
Kisper.
that-
Does Moody make sense with Kuminga though?
Yeah.
They already have.
Come on.
They got Jalen Johnson makes a lot of sense to me.
Come on. Splash,
the
splash,
last
splash.
pick, the last pick that
Ty
was covering,
Jones.
please be a trade.
If it's Kai Jones, I'm
Pascal
just turning
Siakam.
off my laptop.
Yeah. So
Dude, I haven't even seen the Pacers pick yet. We've known for like 5 minutes.
it's in.
Yeah.
It's in now.
Duarte.
Woj
The
and
track
Shams got it right again. Duarte.
Yeah, Shams. Wow, 5 minutes ago. Incredible.
Duarte is going to be fun with the Pacers. He
This
can
guy's
slot
good.
right into that lineup.
AP
Guys, Shams is
Pac-12
good.
Player of the Year. Born in Puerto Plata.
Puerto Plata. Modern Rip Hamilton, Gary Trent Jr., Danny Green. Shades of.
Yeah,
I like that.
3 and D.
Elite spot up shooter who can score off of screens, handoffs, and relocations, but not a dynamic shot creator. So, I mean,
I
he
like
doesn't
that.
need to be the creator for the Pacers. It can be Brogdon, and they've got Sabonis who can create on his own too.
Mm-hmm.
I got Karis LeVert.
Karis LeVert. I keep forgetting about Karis LeVert.
Oh, it is. Moody.
All right, Moses Moody. So
Yep.
Come on, dude.
So Wiggins is gone. Andrew
Yeah,
Wiggins
Wiggins
makes
is
no
gotta
sense
be.
on this team with Moody and Kuminga.
Unless they really want Kuminga to be a project and they don't even plan
Both-
on like playing him.
Moody's going to be a project too.
I don't think Moody's as much as a project because Moody's not a
That's true.
liability defensively coming in right away. Moody can become like a really good 3-and-D guy in this league, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
yeah, he
true.
could be a great 3 and D wing, which is
He should
exactly
not
what you
be.
want on a team like that.
He should
Oh
not
my
have gone
God.
down to 14.
I didn't know
That's
this dude that
ridiculous.
Indiana just drafted was 24 years old.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's not that
Yeah,
old.
yeah.
Come on.
Isn't
No.
Corey Kispert old?
22.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
Moody,
it's
I
not as
love
bad
Moody.
as the Browns drafting a 28-year-old quarterback in the first round. So
Yeah, never forget.
What a beast.
I mean, it's big value with Moody there, too.
It is great value. They never thought he was going to be there at 14.
no,
And there's 3 Monteverde, however the fuck you say it.
Montverde.
Monteverde, whatever. 3 of them now in the lottery. That's
Yep.
insane.
Wow.
they're literally. It's like baseball or basketball, like prospects.
Is Zaza Pachulia an executive for the Golden State Warriors now?
Oh, and shout out to another Montverde alum, Devontae Jordan.
Zaza Pachulia is literally
All in
sitting
football
in the
college.
draft room with the Warriors right now. I had no idea.
Yeah, like who's that really tall guy in there?
Yeah, he's literally just in the. Wait till. Do you see him on your screen right now, Tabby?
There he
Like
is,
up there. Yeah,
the boy.
just looks so just smack dab in the middle, 7 feet
He
tall.
looks so goofy with a polo on.
Yeah, because he's not. He looks goofy because he's not shattering Kawhi Leonard's ankle.
And he's just like with a polo on and like 8 feet tall.
All right,
Yeah,
boys.
I mean,
Oh, go ahead.
no, I think I was getting at the same thing as you. We said we'd stay on through 14, but Woj and Shams announced it a
They're
couple
giving it,
minutes
yeah.
ago.
I was just gonna say, let's go around, starting with you, Dunny. We'll go around the horn here. What has been your favorite pick of the lottery so far? And that's it. We'll go out on that with everybody.
Ooh, I think the Magic kind of stole one, getting Suggs at 5. To be completely honest with you, I think I think that's not what they were expecting, and maybe they wanted to go a different direction tonight. But truthfully, they got the best player, available at the time. I think Suggs could really turn around that franchise right now. They're really in a bad spot. They traded away all their notable players at the deadline last season. And now here they are with Jalen Suggs, big name, explosive player. At the very least, bringing in some fans in year one and ready to make some noise.
What about you, Ty B?
I'd love that pick there, obviously, but the one for me, I'm going to stay with the Golden State Warriors. Jonathan Kuminga, I think, is a very interesting pick for them because you said it with Wiggins, and now you're adding 2 wings. I think Kuminga could have a big role on that team right away, especially with Moody coming off the bench. I think the 2 of them could really have a big role. I think the Warriors did a good job. If we see both these guys staying on that roster, I think that's a great way to supplement the guards they have. And, you got a big guy last year in in James Wiseman. So to be able to build around that, I think they're doing the right thing if they're not trading some of those guys away.
Yeah, I'm going right with Ty B. Mine's 100% Kuminga to the Warriors. I think they got a great value there. With him at 7, I keep talking about his floor ceiling, but he really does probably have the highest ceiling in this draft. I think he's going into a great situation for him where he's not forced to perform right off the bat. He can contribute at the 2 or 3 for them in their lineup, and he's got time to develop a bit. He's got great, guys around him to get his shot and all of that right heading into the league. I think that's the best value, the best fit, the best situation of this first round so far.
Sheesh. And Moses Moody, they're showing pictures of him right now boxing. That man is
He's strong.
He has an
NBA
NBA ready body.
Yes, he does.
He has skills to contribute immediately. His shooting just needs a bit to get there, but him playing, contributing on defense and all around on the wing is just going to help the shooting get there.
Yeah, and he's going to be able to help the Warriors right away. I think, but Kuminga is going to find a role on that team too. That's a great 2 picks for them. I'm most interested in the Mitchell and Bouknight picks because I think that those are potential backcourts that are dynamic now with those 2 guys. It could go wrong. It could go up in flames. But these are 2 incredible. What do we got, Dunny? What's going on?
Guys, the Wizards literally just got on the clock, and we've already had this. I've already had this for about 40 seconds now. Kispert to the Wizards.
Wow. Corey Kispert to the Wiz. There you go, Brad. There's your star team.
I was going to say, hey, Russell Westbrook's gone, but here's a guy who can primarily just shoot the 3 ball.
Oh, man. I don't know about that.
Love it.
That's interesting.
What?
But Mitchell, I think the Mitchell and Bouknight guards spots, I think those are potentially very interesting pairings to go with. But I have to go with the homer pick of Evan Mobley because I think the Cavs core it's the best. It's very interesting. Right? It's very interesting, and he could have been the number 1 pick. I think it's a great steal. I wouldn't have liked Jalen Green as much of a fit there.
Oh wow! Now they're showing the Montverde team.
Oh. Yeah, the Montverde. Oh yeah, this team is ridiculous.
Yeah, plus Day'Ron Sharpe too. Yeah.
Jake, I'm happy for you with that Cavs pick.
Hell yeah, it's gonna be an interesting year for the Cavs next year. Let's see and Ricky Rubio today too. It's a nice little depth.
I wouldn't be mad about that.
Shout out to Ricky Rubio getting back to playing with Kevin Love.
Can I change my favorite pick of the draft?
Go for it.
Yeah.
My favorite pick of the draft is Io to the Nuggets at 26.
Hey,
I emoji.
we'll be ready.
emoji,
We'll be ready with this when
Yeah,
predicts.
tweet that now, dude. You'd be better than Shams and Woj.
Right?
Io,
the war. Yeah,
the Nuggets. The Nuggets are enamored with Io at 26.
Sources
Are
Rocky the mountain lion.
All right, boys. Let's wrap it up here. We got through the lottery. We even got one bonus pick through the lottery. Thank you all for joining. Follow us at Happy Hour Hoops One at Trainwreck Sports. For my co-host Diamond Holden, Ty B, and Meerkat. Have a great night. Stay hydrated. Enjoy the draft. Peace out.